I have some terrible news for you. I
Yeah.
got you some Gizbots, and I have no idea where they are. I was like,
That
dude,
is
where? I was
devastating.
opening my suitcase the other day, and I was like, where did this chain come from? Where does this silver chain come from? And then I was like, oh no, the Gizbot box is open, and I can't find the Gizbot amongst all my clothes.
That's how I know the Gizbots that I buy are authentically made in America, because you can't get them past the Chinese border.
That's honestly
they disintegrate the second it passes over the border.
What if it was customs? Customs understood that the great secrets of the Gizbots aren't allowed to leave the wonderful country of China.
That's it. That's exactly it.
That's
Do you have a code?
wild. Somebody just said I'm fired up, brother. So usually there's a little peek behind the curtain here for everybody checking in the early part of this podcast here. Usually I have a little bit of G Fuel before these podcasts so I can get amped up. We call them toad juice. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any of that with me, so I've been drinking coffee to get myself hyped up. However, I have no idea how to use the coffee machine in this building. I'm in a house inside of Whistler. So I Uber Eats some C4 to me yesterday. The pre-workout.
Yeah.
Usually when you get like a tub of crack cocaine powder, there's a little scooper in there so you can regulate how much crack cocaine powder you have every single time you want to drink it. But no scoop in this tub. So
did you dig around? Sometimes they're at the bottom for some reason.
I was 2.5 knuckles deep, scraping through. I was literally the Spaceball meme. I was combing the desert. And I was the guy with the mini comb. I was the guy with the fro pick. Anyways, so I guarantee you the vast majority of our audience did not get that joke. Anyways,
I got it. I've seen Spaceball.
God, didn't they make a second one? Kind of like Spinal Tap?
They're making a second one. And it turns out Mel Brooks is making it, and he is 99 years old. You think that guy knows what funny is at this point? There's going to be a fucking rubber chicken gag in that movie, I guarantee.
That is insane. Why would he be the person does he need money that badly at 99? What age does Social Security stop paying you?
What a swan song.
Is there an age Social Security? Anyways, so on the back of this thing, it said 9 grams. That's the recommended thing. No scale in the house. So I had to eyeball 9 grams of powder like I'm on peak Scarface hours here. But I'm feeling a little humped up.
You should have just done like Fun Dip style, where you like wet your tongue a little and then you just dip your tongue in.
The problem is then the whole tub is compromised.
Right. Well, and sticking your fingers not doing that.
Sticking my fingers. Well, the fingers were dry. That's the thing. It's like if it's a tub powder, as long as you're not sticking wet things in there, you're gonna be all right.
I see.
So I could pour a bunch out on a plate and just get to licking it or something like that.
Yeah, I got
Nick lives.
Well,
what do you mean Nick lives? Of course I live.
Nick
Guys,
lives.
I'm here. I'm here in Whistler, Canada. It's the worst skiing conditions I've ever seen.
Everyone, too much snow or not enough snow?
No, it was too much snow in Niseko, and now it's literally raining here. It is hideous.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad. I've just been I just took a 3-hour nap. Just woke up. Well, the reason I texted you telling you I was going to be 2 minutes or 10 minutes late is because I woke up like a fucking bomb alarm went off. I climbed myself out of the couch that I was asleep on. I want to be home so badly.
Yeah. Well, let's get into her. Let's get into the podcast.
But before we go any further with that, guys, I want to talk to you about the sponsor of today's episode, Factor. It's a new year, and you probably got some new goals, but just because it's a new year doesn't mean you have new time to cook the nutritious meals that you need to hit those new goals. But that's where Factor comes in, with their pre-prepared, dietitian-approved, and chef-crafted meals, so you can eat well without the shopping or the cooking. And Factor meals aren't just convenient and delicious, they're also packed with lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. Their meals allow you to hit your calorie deficit or your protein goal, all the while not compromising on flavor. I know I personally have fallen in love with some of the pork chop meals that Factor provides. Whether it be their Cajun spice or their green chili, I just can't stop thinking about it. And with 100 rotating weekly meals for you to choose from, with options that include high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads, or the Muscle Pro collection to help you focus on strength and recovery, you'll never be bored with Factor. And you won't be bored preparing Factor because all it takes takes to heat up a Factor meal is 2 minutes in the microwave and you're ready to go. I know without Factor, I wouldn't have the time to keep this body fueled at the level that I need to, unless you're crazy for taking even a minute to consider heading over to factormeals.com/Otakus50 off or use code Otakus50 off at checkout to get 50% off your first Factor box and free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with qualifying code and auto-renewing subscription service. Make healthy eating easier with Factor.
Got a lot to get into today in a classic fall 2026 kind of way, or I guess winter 2026 kind of way. Another peaked week in terms of a bunch of anime coming out, a bunch of really fun stuff, but also a couple of slower episodes here. A couple of conflicting episodes in terms of like morally how I feel as though I'm supposed to feel about them. But we've been approaching talking about these episodes on a ranking basis here recently over the last couple of weeks here, just so we have so much to talk about. And I feel bad that it keeps. I was gonna say I feel bad it keeps going to the bottom of my list here.
Vigilantes?
I don't even know if it is gonna be in the bottom of my list because Vigilantes performed another relatively fun episode.
Yeah. Let me see. I like doing this over Zoom because I get to just pull up the episode that I half remember.
And just well, you literally should have watched it yesterday when it came out at the very earliest.
I did watch it. Oh yeah, he goes on it. You know what? This is probably the bottom one. This has some good highs. This has some good highlights. And it is fun. It's not as fun as the previous episode, but I think the next week's episode is supposed to be like a banger. Did you see what arc we're starting?
No.
I think next week we're starting Aizawa's School Days arc. So we're about to get even less of the thing we've been hoping for, which is the main characters of Vigilantes, and it's just now a My Hero, like,
prequel story?
Prequel.
Well,
yeah.
I guess it's already a My Hero prequel story, but wait, hold up. So we're going to Aizawa, Present Mike's, and then Korogiri's backstory, where they're like high schoolers for a little bit. And then also in this episode, Koichi did the grand total of being bad at group dating, and that was literally it. And then they were all right, first off, what was happening with the dog at the end of the episode? Why was he being chased by a gigantic mascot-headed dog?
I don't know what this is. My memory must have confused this with Fire Force. Fire Force also has a big fucking giant mascot-headed dog.
Yes, we've got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know what's happening. You're correct.
This entire episode was basically boiled down to 2 things and 2 things alone. And listen, it was fun I like the idea that we're trying to investigate where these drugs are coming from. So we're doing legitimate police work. And we're like, hey, listen, we've strung together that a bunch of these college students are essentially all being drugged, and this Rin girl is the girl who raises the most red flags. And then you find out that it's because her best friend has a bunch of feelings for her or something, or is just a jealous person. So she's drugging all these people that Rin's constantly inviting out. What is that? Is this a thing in Japan where somebody's just constantly inviting strangers out to drink with each other as the great connecting web spider?
I think so. I think maybe. I also couldn't tell if they were doing a lesbian story a little bit, because at one point, Miss Midnight, who I think is the first time we see her in the series.
I think so. It means a whole lot more now that we know that canonically she dies in 6 years.
Yeah. But Miss Midnight shows up and she goes, "I'll always be an ally to lost souls like you." And I feel like the word ally is specifically chosen.
Oh,
you know what I mean? In the classic Japanese subtle way of being we're doing a gay character, but we can't say it's a gay character.
So you're saying that the Hana and Rin situation was 2 gay characters, or at least an unrequited love situation.
Yeah, I think maybe it's not really explored enough for it to super matter, or for it to be oh, this is a gay story or gay theme happening in this little arc. It's more just oh, I wonder if that's the situation that's going down, but they have to be cheeky about it because of censors.
I love the idea of them finally doing a gay story at MHA, the thing that everyone's been clamoring for nearly a decade, and the only one who's clearly displaying lesbian interest is a serial date rape with superpowers con artist.
Yeah. Well, that's also why I was hesitant to be oh, is this the show's first lesbian?
Yeah. Is it finally
I
queer
hope not.
representation? And then she's like, if anybody talks to this woman, you're getting superpowers, and there's nothing you can do about it. Imagine hitting on a woman so hard you just start shooting laser beams out of your butthole eyes.
I know no one knows why they're suddenly getting wiggle fingers. Like,
listen, I'm sorry, but if I went out on a party with a girl and for some reason my quirk was the strongest it's ever been after a couple of drinks with her, I'm texting her again in the morning.
yeah,
Like,
true.
oh hey, if we keep hanging out, I'm gonna kill All Might. Like I need this ball to keep rolling.
That's so true. But yeah, so he goes on this date, and there's kind of like a funny gag where Koichi's just like not charismatic at all and not getting any of this. I also love at one point she's trying to get Koichi to drink this drug.
Yes.
And so she's brought over like a bunch of beer, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I don't drink. I'm underage." And she's like, "Well, I got Pepsi, and I also have ginger ale." And the other guys are like, "Hey, if Koichi's not going to take that ginger ale, like I'll slurp that up. I love a ginger ale."
I'll grease that thing right. Slide it down the table. And she's like, I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, like the two guys are instantly like, "Oh, we were gonna drink beer because we thought that was the only option. Give me a gin juicy."
This is the most you've ever felt seen by an anime of all time. Everyone's like, Danny, beer, and you're like, how does a Shirley Temple sound to everybody?
Oh, Shirley T, extra C, yes please.
Extra C? What is
extra
C?
cherries, dog? A Shirley T with extra C for my tummy makes me go yee.
You get extra cherries inside.
You get extra cherries.
Are you kicking your little toesy woesies off the high chair while you sip it?
I'm not, but I do with each cherry. I like put it on the edge of my lips and I go, you know, I suck it in.
Would you suck it in? Just go straight to the back of your windpipe?
Because sometimes they give you one cherry, which is like a fireable offense. Like, that's ridiculous. A Shirley T comes with 3 cherries, no more, no less. I want 5.
A 3-cherry Shirley T is the funniest thing I could see a date potentially order at a nice restaurant. Dorothy loves Shirley Temples. I don't think I've ever seen her get one maraschino cherry.
Bad restaurant.
Didn't know this. When you said extra C, I was like, he doesn't know how to spell grenadine, because I didn't even consider the fact that cherries were in Shirley Temples.
No, you need cherries. You absolutely need cherries. My ideal is 5, but 3 is the minimum.
What a whimsical life you live. Hey, listen, she's drinking red wine, the 20-year bottle. Give me more sugar in my Sprite and your most whimsical straw, please.
I do a bit in my heated rivalry reaction where Shane...
Oh my God, how's that going?
Good? Pretty good. The show's great. I finished the show. I just am like staggering the releases weekly, but the season's awesome. But I do a bit where Shane, one of the main characters, only drinks ginger ale. Like, that's his drink of choice. And he's like at dinner with his
soda.
Ginger
ale's an airplane soda. It's an airplane soda.
Wrong! Ginger ale's a great drink with bad marketing. Everyone thinks it's a medicine because of moms were like, this is anti-bad tummy.
Uh-huh. It's medicine, airplane drink, and also great with saltines, and that's it.
It's great. But anyway, so he likes ginger ale, and his parents are like, Shane, come on, you're old enough to get a wine. And he's like, I just don't want one. And they're like, I'll take the Chablis. And I was like, there's no way this grown man is acting like a Chablis is a more mature thing to say at a restaurant than ginger ale.
What the fuck is a Chablis?
I don't know. It's a wine or something. I drink Shirley Temples. You think I know the fucking... I used to drink hot cocoa as my date drink of choice.
You've literally given yourself like bladder issues via hot cocoa ingestion. You're not the sommelier we're all looking for.
But anyway,
so funny.
Yeah, this episode of Vigilantes also, but we get a nice little like moment of a bunch of teens just like jamming on a guitar. Do you remember these characters?
It was very like, oh, fuck, what's the really sad anime movie about music? Your Lie in April. It was like very like everyone hanging out in like a hospital room, just like trying to figure out how to jam on like a G chord. And I was like, oh, this is like weirdly human.
I know, the second I saw it, I was like, oh, this is very, and then like 7 anime came in my mind. I was like, this is Angel Beats. This is Bocchi the Rock. This is New Kids on the Block. This is Blue Giant.
I also loved that. Well, first off, Blue Giant's jazz. So let's pump the brakes there. Not a singular guitar was harmed in the filming of Blue Giant.
It's given then.
Oh, it is. Well, I mean, unfortunately there's less man on man than in Given. But I was laughing at that scene though, because like the fucking like, I don't know, knife hands guy starts playing like a GCA riff and everyone's like, yo, that was so, and I was like, this was like the lowest bar you needed to clear to be considered impressive I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're like, dude, you have to tour.
Yeah. No one can do what you just did. I mean, considering the fact that just trying to pull off a G chord literally sent one of them into paralysis, somebody strumming together 3 of them would probably be like a Jesus walks on water kind of situation.
I thought she was recovering from paralysis. Like, I think she's in physical therapy. Well, she's in the hospital. But I thought it was like her hands couldn't do it.
I think it's because her body was bees.
Her body was briefly bees. Yeah, they're recovering.
Her body was
being,
bees
like,
for months, and therefore, like, now that her body is not bees, her muscles have atrophied.
She's like, I can only do the B chord.
The humming's not coming from the guitar. It's coming from the bees that are left inside me.
Come on, Jane. Try that song you used to play. You would not believe your eyes if 10 million bees! Damn it, Jane!
Her fucking eye patch comes out, just shooting bees out like a seahorse, like giving birth, like it's just like shots. Oh, it'd be a fucking nightmare. I want to bring up a question from this episode because I have a moral quandary with this show. Do we think, and I'm not saying, oh, does this add to the show in any way whatsoever? I'm asking morally, is it okay to have Pop Step like obviously crushing on Koichi? Like when like she's, I think, 14 to 15 and he's somewhere in the region of 19. As like, here's the thing. And the reason I believe that it's a morally confusing question is because Koichi never reciprocates whatsoever. So it's never like there's nothing wrong with a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old having a crush on a 19-year-old. Like God knows I fucking did it. I had a crush on my sister's oldest friends. Is that a weird addition? And like more than that, is it a morally incorrect addition into the show?
It's funny because this is the episode that also had me wondering that. Because we've talked before where we had the same stance where we're like, oh, well, yeah, as long as Koichi's not reciprocating, then it's just like a part of being a kid. Like everyone, most people who have like older siblings have like had a crush on that older sibling's friend. Like I also did when you're like way too young. I had a friend who was like, or my sister's friend was always like, oh, I love your brother. He's so cute, this and that. And, like, that's very fun when you're, like, 6 to 10. But once you're in, like, the 13-year-old range, you're like, so, like, what are we then? You know? Like,
I literally had a sleepover one time at my friend's house, and his sister was, like, 2 or 3 years older than us. And she was like, oh, you're my boyfriend for the night. And I was like, oh, okay, I love you. What's your ring size? And also, do you have money to allow me to buy you a ring? I'm not allowed to legally work yet.
Yeah, right. And both of these are examples as to why the older person cannot reciprocate or, like, even play along
100%.
into it. Which is why it's great Koichi doesn't. But yeah, I agree where it's like, on the flip side of that, I guess this does kind of normalize the idea of, like, younger people having crushes on older people, which then, if they're not careful, could get them crushing on people who will reciprocate, like,
100%.
illegally and dangerously. So it's like, I guess the issue is, like, if you normalize that and just make it, like, a cute little thing, then a kid may accidentally, like, be like, oh, like, go to an older person and be like, you're my boyfriend now. And that dude may accidentally, or not accidentally, but, like, unknowingly to that younger person, be a freak and be like, okay, you're my girlfriend now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, I was watching it and then I was like, the whole thing was throwing me off. And I was like, I guess this is fine. I can relate to this experience a little bit. You know what I can't relate to? A girl whipping off her cozy little sweater to reveal some lingerie whose skin puts an entire bar of people to sleep.
You know what Midnight's about.
I know what Miss Midnight's about, and honestly, in my notes I said it's good to finally see her using this on adults. That was the silver lining here. I was like, you know what? Hell, everyone in here, this is a bar. It's good enough. This is good enough. It's as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah. I agree. Well, it's funny too when they're like, it's more effective on men, which it just means there's a delay because then it knocks her out.
Yes. Which I guess it's like in a crime world that's probably majorly affected by like male villains, probably more effective that way. I mean, it is kind of funny that it's like that it's more effective on men because it's like, oh, they're just looking at her and they're just like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
It's interesting. It's interesting that she doesn't have to like wear a mask. Like she should be a masked character. Like, cause she's always got skin showing. So are you always a little bit drowsy around her? Because often it's not even like either you should always be drowsy around her because she'll just rip it off of her like forearm. So it's just any skin. Or they should make it like she has to rip it off of her armpits or something because that's where her like pheromones are coming from.
It would be awesome if Miss Midnight had like a luchador mask. Like a full cowl situation, and she literally had to like unmask herself, and it was just like straight shots out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I guess
because it is kind of objectively silly. It's just like her arms. Like how does that? Like how do you just always wearing long sleeves?
I know. Yeah, you fix that by putting her in like a full body suit, and then
full body Green Man suit, and she's just ripping slices off it as she walks down the street. All right, that's probably
silly that it should be zippers too, right? Give her a zipper-based suit.
That's so, because you're absolutely right. All throughout MHA, whenever she's using her quirk on somebody, she's just ripping her shirt. Every single time, she's just ripping open her. You're 100% right. It should be zippers. Why the fuck is it not zippers?
Let me write it. Let me write this shit.
Anyway. Unfortunately, a little late. But you know, next time they want to do MHA's in the story, they got you.
Yeah. Yokai says, I think she could turn off and on her quirk. That makes a lot of sense. That actually solves it instantly.
No, I was going to say, because like, how does she change in shower?
Alone. She doesn't knock herself out.
That's fair, I guess. But like, damn. Imagine looking like Miss Midnight and being it's like Rouge or Rogue or what's the one who...
Rogue.
Yeah, she touches people and they die, basically. I was like, imagine looking like Miss Midnight and being cursed to making anybody you're ever around sleepy.
Yeah.
It's a real nightmare. All right, what would we say comes after Vigilantes here?
I gotta remember what happened. Fire Force was pretty cool.
Fire Force, they fight a mega evolved unknown. Frieren's, they go to a hot spring.
I think maybe Frieren, right? Like, this was a slow episode of Frieren. Right? There's good bits in it. But is it... Oh, wait, no. You know what? The fact that I keep forgetting Hell's Paradise exists probably means it's that, right? Hell's Paradise is a... No, but this was good. This was cool. I like this episode.
I'm going to say Sentenced to be a Hero. What?
I think this is my one of the week. I'm such a Sentenced to be a Hero glazer at this point.
What do you mean you're what? Is this your golden buzzer?
I think I just... If I were to place them, I think Sentenced or maybe Hell's Paradise is at the top. Hell's was good this week.
Hell's was good this week. Hell's was very good this week. Sentenced was very good this week.
We'll talk about Sentenced to be a Hero because you're afraid to say it was Frieren.
It's not Frieren. It'll never be. It'll never logistically. It will never be Frieren.
That's how I know I can't trust your opinion.
That's I might have some bias. I might know what the Frieren community is capable of. You know, somebody's got to. I'm like the soldier standing over. I cannot lift this arm all that well. I'm the soldier standing over your bed with all the, instead of knives, it's just a bunch of Frieren stabs.
It's not that the Frieren episode was bad. It's just out of all of the episodes of this week, I think I like the others.
You know what? I'll give it to you.
Talk about Sentenced.
You want to talk about what?
talk about Sentenced if you want to talk about Sentenced.
You know what? No, I'm going to acquiesce here because, like, my notes, out of all of the notes that I have for all of these shows, my notes on Frieren is objectively the shortest. But in the same way that I've been saying all season that just because something is low on the season, it doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad episode. It's just not as good as the other episodes. This episode of Frieren was not as good as the previous episode of Frieren and what's come before it. Like, this is a good episode of Frieren, not a great episode of Frieren.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have the hero of the South this episode. Like that was a highlight moment of that one. I really liked the Crystal Cave stuff in episode 1. This one had good moments. I liked what happened here. Let me pull it up. Oh, yeah, this was a cute episode. There's a lot of great Frieren moments. Her crying and throwing a temper tantrum was awesome. And I love the end of the episode.
People are saying that I almost never watch chats. I do. I'm just talking to Danny actively.
Yeah.
But yes, this episode is a lot of fun. I love that for some reason Ghidorah is just introduced. They're like, oh yeah, it's not a dragon. It's much closer to a lizard. And then a fucking 3-headed Ghidorah comes down. And it's like, hey, Frieren, you've been here before. Mention the fact that the king of monsters protects this ankle-deep water.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. It was like, it's funny because it's not even like protected. That's probably just its water source. Like it just hangs out there, like and drinks from it.
That's probably why it's so shallow, because a 3-headed monster is using it to stay alive here. I did think it was a pretty sweet episode though. Like obviously every episode of Frieren like has a little bit of like sweetness where it's like, oh, I'm learning a life lesson here. And the life lesson is obviously like, hey, like Stark heard about from his previous, I forget the name of his, thought Himmel.
Yeah, I always forget. I really like that character too.
So
Heiter.
he's like,
no, Heiter's the fucking.
Heiter's the priest. Yeah.
Yeah. The dwarf.
The dwarf with the big old axe. So he was telling him like, hey, listen, like, at the end of the day, this like secret hidden hot springs ended up just being a foot bath, and so it wasn't really like worth the hike, but like the view and the memories made it worth it kind of situation, which is why Stark wanted to go and why Frieren let them go. Like, oh, it's not the most like direct route, it's not the best route, but at the end of the day, like, while the destination is important, the journey is equally as important. I thought that was really cool because it's a story about a journey, right? And it's about appreciating the journey and like, hey, listen, we're not in a rush to get there. Like the goal of this journey is to get to a northern plateau where like hypothetically Frieren may be able to talk to Himmel once again. There's no real rush to get there. And so like them taking the moments to like reflect in the beauty of this journey, I think is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I really like, that's the heavy hitting emotional moment in terms of like philosophy, where he's like, yeah, that was a huge letdown, but I wish they leaned into the idea that it's like shared suffering can be like a fun time as well. Like if
100%.
they all enjoyed the irony that like it's a disappointing foot bath and then they have to walk so far they need another foot bath because their feet are like bleeding and stuff. Like that's something that I feel like if it was like you and me and like some friends and we did that, it's like we'd be talking about that a bunch and secretly love the idea that we all shared in that like comedic, ironic suffering together.
Yes. I love at the end of the episode, you see them like traipsing down the mountain. They're like, no, this is fucking, like that was the great view. This was fucking stupid. And I know everybody who's ever been on like a nice scenic hike feels that. You get to the top and you're like, wow, this is nice. Yeah. And then it's like getting dark because you wanted to see the sunset and you're like, oh, fuck, there's rocks everywhere.
Yeah, you're like, this sucks and I hate it.
Yeah, never take me on one of these ever again. I did also love, there's a big meme going around right now. Frieren's produced a lot of memes recently. It's like JJK, you know when like an anime is going to be going up for anime in the year based on how many memes are coming out of it. JJK's in the clear lead right now. Every single episode, there is an absurd meme that spins out of it that like will probably last for about a week, and that's because the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom is just like, they just need more content constantly. But the Frieren memes that have come out of this, like I thought towel hair up Frieren was so cute.
Yeah, I love towel Frieren. I love her crying.
And that's the other part. So there's like a bunch of like memes coming out about her crying for 3 straight days. And it was just like, I don't know, like this was just a very classic Frieren episode where like The only way this episode could have like actually like been higher in this weekly rankings if we did an off-screen Ghidorah. Like, let me see the lizard, the three-headed lizard fight. That's what I'm locked in for.
I think the next episode is gonna be a higher ranking because we're gonna get the Fern Stark date. Like, I liked Frieren taking Stark around, and that was sweet. And I really love the end of the episode where she gives this weird, like, smarmy look to Fern, and she's like, anytime two people of the opposite sex are alone together, that's a date.
Yeah.
And she's like, I also went on a date with Sign once. And it's like...
Yeah. It's like, what is this fucking Mike Pence approach to, like, Christian dating here? Like, you can't be alone. Can't be alone in a woman, like, in a room with somebody of the opposite sex.
I know, it's weird, like, Mormon philosophy, but, like, yeah, so that was very cute. There's a lot of really cute Frieren moments. I can't wait for the dub to come out, because I want to hear the dub voice actress do the cry. But yeah, I think next episode's gonna be a fun one with, like, Stark and Fern going on that date.
I also love both of them confiding in Frieren for advice, and she's like, you're asking the girl who literally ignored the guy who proposed to her for 50 years, he died, and now we're going to visit his ghost. I don't know if she's hammering home the idea of successful romantic encounters.
Yeah.
That's very funny. But all right, yeah, that's basically all that happens in Frieren. So, man. Is it Hell's Paradise or is it Sentenced?
My God. How high is Fire Force for you?
Oh, well, Fire Force was fun.
It was pretty... I really liked... Fine, let's talk about Sentenced.
No, actually, no, you're right. No, you're right. No.
Let's talk about Sentenced.
Okay, let's talk about Sentenced. I don't even really remember what happened in this episode.
I like this episode because it has reaffirmed... I'm no longer afraid after I was last episode. Because last episode I was like, oh man, you know, like... Well, the episode 3 had to assure me that the show could be entertaining without fights. And it did that by giving us that blonde dude, the, like, king.
Yes, Norgal,
and I was nervous because I was like, all right, this is really fun, but it feels like he's only going to be in this one episode, so they need to keep this up with more interesting characters.
Yes.
And then they introduce this other hero guy who's, he was like a con artist, and he was like a gossip journalist.
Yes.
And he's just so fun.
Yes. I love the idea of, like, they're like, hey, we needed to trump up our numbers here. We needed to, like, sell more copies, so we had to sell, like, we couldn't, like, figure out any rumors to spread about the Holy Knights or to spread about the goddesses, something like that. So we ended up writing some article that ends up being true. Like, he got railroaded or something. Like, they're like, hey, write this lie, basically. Write this, I'm trying to think of, like, a New York Times article. Wait, no, what New York Herald? New York Herald article. Like, one of these, like, original clickbait, fucking, like, real, like, stupid articles that's based off, like, one modicum of truth and the rest is all lies. And then it just gets revealed that he's actually revealed, like, some deep government truth. Yeah. And so he gets sentenced to be a hero. They say the thing.
Yeah.
Which is great. But yeah, so I actually am kind of curious to hear what you think. So do you think that, like, he knew about what he wrote about, or do you think that, like, somebody had him write about it to, like, possibly get him out or something?
No, it seemed like it would be cool if someone set him up for it.
Yeah.
That'd be the most interesting route. Because I find it very interesting that he did it by accident, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do think it was an accident because he seemed very shocked by it.
Yeah. But they also, they establish in this episode that he's an incredible con man, right? Like, they established that he's a con man. They established that, like, oh, he can get whatever he wants. Like, he was, like, talking to, like, the king of that fortress, and he was like, hey, Xylo, like, what do you need? Like, do we need reinforcements? Do we need more time? Do you not want to die? And he was like, tell me everything you need me to get, and I'll go get it, which I thought was a sick moment.
I love that bit because he's like, yeah, at first the guy's like, if one of you leaves the castle, you'll all die. And then he's like, how about if all of us leave the castle, we all die? Because odds are one of us is leaving the castle. We don't like each other. And then as Xyle is leaving, he goes up and he's like, what else do you want? And then he gives him like 3 things, and he's like, okay, and what? And then he gives him like another 2, and he's like, and what? And it's like, fuck, I love that he's like, I'll get you whatever you need. Like, I'm waiting for you to say strawberry shortcake so that we can have a nice dessert at the end of this. Like,
yeah, he's like maraschino cherries for my fucking Shirley Temple here. I need 5 of them.
I loved that, and it's also cool that like they're playing into just how disposable they are. Like both of the heroes are like, what if like, why do we have to fight till we die? Like, what's the goal? And it's like, because that's the job. Like, we don't give a shit.
But I do like, so it is like, obviously, like, that's probably a way that they would be treated on account of the fact that, like, they brought Norgal back in, like, an episode, which, thank God. A life without Norgal is not a life worth living. Like, I love that he was immediately put back together. But my biggest question mark coming out of this episode, I was like, oh, they're clearly trying to kill Xylo or something. And, like, punish Xylo or, like, get Xylo out of the equation with the goddess. Like there's something like that happening. I'm not entirely sure what it is, because like Xylo can see on this like commander's face, he's like, oh, this guy's trying to like, there's some real reason that you're like putting me in this position to hold this castle until I die. When like in actuality, I could just hold it for like I could hold it for a couple days. Yeah. You guys could drop the poison in here and we could retreat. Like that's all it takes.
Yeah. No,
like, did you understand the plan?
Yeah. They're going to hold it until, like, the fairies are, like, well ingrained into the castle. Ideally, they will be dead by that time, and then they will drop the poison.
Yeah, we also got the reveal of, the sniper, which is crazy that there's a sniper in this world where the main character throws knives as his main attack. Like, oh, hey, this guy's got a Barrett 50 cal. Fucking too bad about your throwing knife proclivities.
There was, like, a gun in episode 1. Like, she had a rail gun, I think.
Oh, you're right. And they charged it up, and they had, like, the front lines, and they were just shooting, like lightning gun kind of situation things.
Yeah, the sniper's sick, though.
I also said, we got the reveal of how the goddesses were, like, not even made. Like, the goddesses aren't made, apparently. They just show up. But they started trying to make goddesses because, like, they now know that goddesses can be killed kind of situation.
Yeah, they want to dissect the little fire goddess that he has.
But now that I understand that the goddesses just show up, like they're not like government-made weapons, I could understand why people wouldn't believe that Xylo was able to kill one of them.
Yeah, that does make sense. I liked the moment they had, too, at the little fair where she's buying, like, yakisoba or whatever it's called. She bought, like, little treats. And the general lady was like, or Xylo's like, how do you know these treats? And she's like, everybody likes frozen treats, Xyle. Like,
just because I'm a sick, powerful woman doesn't mean I don't like fucking ice cream, Xylo. Yeah.
It's universally beloved.
Yeah, fucking, it comes in a Mickey Mouse head here. I'm absolute. It's obviously in this our fucking like regiment of military. We're gonna have to get some sweet treats here. Also, this is a stupid detail. Their money's way too big. Their money's way too big and way too heavy. She's like, oh, I'm saving up my scripts. And she pulls out 4 bullions of fucking metal. And I'm like, oh, is this what you pay for ice cream with? 12 pounds of steel?
I didn't notice. Let me see. I think I found it.
The scripts are like literally the size of like a Chinese red envelope. And they're like an inch thick.
It's like an ingot.
Dude, it's literally an ingot. You could like, if you fucking welded a couple of them together, you could make a shield or like tank armor.
That's so funny.
They were also using like they cut, like their special sacred sigils into a huge piece of metal, and they were using it to cook lo mein. And I was like, there's no way that magic is easier than fire.
I know, there's no way you can't just make a little, like, a small fire under a pot and then keep that going.
Yeah, just literally, like, you didn't want to chop down trees, but you had a fucking mage carve sigils into a piece of metal for you? What are we talking about?
Yeah, but yeah, I liked it. I like the downtime a lot, and I think the reason I hold this episode so high is because I was nervous that this show couldn't do downtime in a way that's entertaining.
I kind of enjoy the fact that we just seemingly get a new hero every episode. Like I think we're like 4 for 5 on just getting a new hero every single episode. And if they just want to keep a revolving cast or an increasingly growing cast of heroes running this show, I'm fine with that because It's not that I don't find Xylo to be the most interesting character. I just find those around him to be more interesting.
You hate Xylo. I'm excited to see more goddesses more than more heroes because I want to. I wish it was like a stand system where like every hero was given a goddess. Because I want more powers showing up. You know, I want to know the goddess design is so cool and the power is cool, and I want to see different designs and powers.
Yeah, I would like when they started doing the rundown on like, oh, this goddess does this goddess does this. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do all 13 here. They're gonna try and inject all of this information into my head at once, like the Culling Games rules. But I am very excited to see all of them. I just started rereading Kagurabachi. I'm back up to like chapter 26 of Kagurabachi. I have all the 100 chapters downloaded, just because I wanna. She's stroking my oxmall. Sorry, she's stroking off my oxmall, somebody said.
What is an oxmall?
Mike Oxmall. That's my name, Mike Oxmall. You like that one?
Who says we've lost it?
We're on top of it. Absolutely.
Let's go.
We're batting 1,000, baby. We've never not been batting 1,000. Anyways, so I'm really excited to see all of them, but it's reminding me of Kagurabachi, where it's like, oh, the story will be over once I see all 7 swords. So I feel like the story will be over for this when like I see all 13 goddesses.
Yeah, I agree. I was at Barnes & Noble the other day, and I got Climber.
Oh, you were at Barnes & Noble just pooping?
Just schmooping. Just absolutely dumping a boot.
Just a second I walked in there, bowels loosed on me. What is Climber?
Climber is like anytime you're on Instagram and you see like top 10 best looking manga, this is always on it. It's literally just about climbing a mountain, but it's gorgeous.
Why do I feel like
Everest, I think. Or not.
Why do I feel like
I've
heard about this?
It's probably like Mount Fuji or something. I don't know. I just have the first one, but
I mean, Fuji you can literally do in a day. It's like an 8-hour hike. Oh, this art style is nuts.
Yeah, it's so much white. Like that's the thing because it's snow.
What is? My God.
Yeah, people are into it, and I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I'm interested to see if it's like same with why I'm reading Kingdom. I gotta get caught up on Kingdom, but I'm like I want to see these manga that like will probably never get anime adaptations and see if they're living up to the hype.
You can finally settle the argument between American and Japanese JJK fans about whether or not all we care about is how good something looks.
Well, that's true. I mean, we'll see because who knows if this was drawn worse if I'd even pick it up, you know?
Well, that's kind of a bad pitch for us Americans because 100%. The only reason if this was just a story about climbing hills and it looked like fucking Demon Slayer, I don't think anybody would be reading it.
I know, but I mean, if you're looking at the thing the whole time, so it has to look good, you know? There's a reason I don't watch 12-ounce Mouse. There's a reason I don't watch Squidbillies. There's a reason I don't watch Super Jail.
Why are you, what?
Nick, please.
What? 12-ounce mouse?
Yeah, look up 12-ounce Mouse. I was hoping that's the one you'd look up.
What the fuck am I looking at?
This was a show on television.
This was a show on TV?
They used to just make shit, dude.
Is this a sign that like that stuff like this doesn't get made anymore? Is that a sign that media is getting better or worse?
They used to you just walked into Adult Swim Studios with a drawing of this, and you're like, hey, you want to get a drink? Give me 15 minutes to prove I'm mildly funny, and then we'll see if I can have a show.
I can't believe Tiny Chef got canceled, and this ran for 15 years.
Yeah.
This ran from 2005 to 2020. COVID killed 12-ounce Mouse.
Dude, I love the era of Adult Swim where they're just making crap.
This is the worst looking show I've ever. That's just it's just 3 blobs and then a photorealistic squirrel.
Did you ever watch Mr. Pickles? I feel like you have to know one of these.
I have. This era of it scared me. Literally,
Yeah,
anytime one of these shows would come on, oh, is this about the dog that kills people?
Yeah.
This got 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Just a border collie massacring people. Got 4. This is why I didn't watch until like 2 a.m. on Adult Swim, because eventually you'd be sitting there baked off your mind, and they'd be like, oh, by the way, you're watching a dog rip out the carotid artery of his loving owner.
Here's the thing, they'll make anything. It's just you gotta bring it to them. That's people's issue. You're not bringing Adult Swim enough ideas.
Listen, then maybe we just pitch fucking Tiny Chef to Adult Swim, and we finally get him re-aired so he can stop swinging himself from the rafters of his kitchen.
I know that part. Blanceled? What do you mean?
Even a Adult Swim? But Adult Swim won't take it?
Is that all of sentence? Should we get into our super chat corner?
Let's do our super chat corner. So, if you guys have sent a super chat, we see them, we know we're there. However, we don't want to break up what we're talking about by acknowledging every single super chat. So, between conversational topics, we go through all of our super chats here, which brings us to our first super chat corner. Matt Dwarf King says, is it just me or did Panda's Japanese VA cook shit was guttural? Yes, very fun episode from JJK. Love the introduction of Akari. That final sequence was ridiculous. I cannot wait to talk about it. I have a little bit of like Aragorn kicked the helmet and broke his foot lore that I want to reveal about that final sequence. But yes,
talk about fucking Panda's VA, asshole.
I was building. It's called fluffing out the story. But yes, Japanese is Panda's VA did a very, very good job. Him crying over Yaga, awesome. Yeah. Tesseract Wolf says, "Are y'all gonna watch season 2 of One Piece live action?" Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
My god, have you seen Robin's actress? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be on the edge of my fucking seat every episode. Yes, please and thank you. We need to get Emily Rudd on the show at some point. By the way, wait, is that Nami's voice actress? Emily Rudd. I think that's her.
Well,
yeah. Because she's a big fan of One Piece and all that, and I see her and the guy who plays Zoro are actually like massive One Piece fans.
Not Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion.
No, not the guy who plays Zoro.
I know, I'm joking.
Okay,
I don't know anyone's name.
Mac and you, that's it. He won a fucking One Piece TCG tournament. Well, he didn't win. He got like 8th place out of like 1,000 people. It's crazy. Joe Woodring says, do you guys hear about how Crunchyroll is delaying stuff due to the cold in Texas? I think it's ridiculous. -11 wind chill ain't that bad now. Now -32, I'm assuming you're saying now that's bad. They probably have their servers in Texas. A lot of big hosting services, streaming services, have their servers in Texas. So like it being that cold could delay people getting to work most likely.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it.
That's just my guess. But also, yeah, whenever Texas gets cold, the entire world ends down there. So Dre Jams asks, would you guys consider making Ben 10 content? He's my favorite superhero of all time. I think Danny would.
I'm going to be reacting to Ben 10 very soon. I think after...
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to do numbers.
Dude, the Ben 10 community is so rabid and so alive for a series they haven't liked a show from in like a decade.
All right, so how many Ben 10s? Is there 10 Ben 10s? What's the number of Ben 10s?
Yo, call me Ben 10 because I always got 10 Bens. I don't know the rest of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was that you, or was this a classic Danny rapping situation where you just take a line from a song people don't know?
That's Joey Valance in The Boys in Brad.
There it is.
Fucking there's Ben 10. There's Ben 10 Omniverse. There's Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. I think there's like 4 reboots of it. Well, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien is a sequel where he's like 16 instead of 10, so he's technically Ben 16.
Ben 16. He's technically Ben a million. The 10 is never referred to his age, it's referred to his number of aliens.
When it first started, it referred to both, and also his last name was Tennyson. They were really leaning into it. But now he's
they afraid we weren't going to get it, like where it's like fucking Netflix's current writing like plots?
Now it's when he's 16 and he still has 10, now it's like I've been 10. You know, yeah. He's been 10.
I've been 10. He's like stuck like Ash. He's like, I have to be 10 my entire life. Please.
I hate when he starts getting more aliens. At most, it's okay to have 15, but like in the like Omniverse or whatever series, he's got like a million aliens, and it's like, I don't give a shit. Because it turns out the Omnitrix can scan aliens and then turn them into one, and that's a pain in the ass. I don't like that.
It is kind of annoying because, like, it's kind of that MHA problem where you're like, oh, hey, I wish I could see how you would figure out this situation with the specific roster of abilities I know you to have. But, like, it's kind of like the Beast Boy thing where it's like, oh, any alien planet we go to, you can just become the strongest animal on this planet. And then, boom, like, this situation is resolved kind of situation. Like, that's like, it is annoying when like the roster gets too deep. It's like, of course you have the perfect animal for this, or like monster for this right now, because you have 1 million monsters in that goddamn watch.
It also like takes away from their uniqueness. Like, obviously all of his aliens are just like of a race. You know, like Diamond Head is a part of a Diamond Head race. But when it's in the early series and you don't see other members of that race, it feels like they're like their own unique guys. But then once he starts like scanning other races, they feel like Pokemon and they lose their individuality. Also, with the Beast Boy thing, is he scanning shit, or is he technically, can he just turn into whatever the fuck he wants? Like, is it imagination based?
I think he can turn into whatever he sees, if I'm not mistaken. I think if his like see an animal, but like the second he like lands on an animal planet or like an exotic alien planet, he can just turn into whatever he sees.
But like, he needs to know that's a real animal. If I just drew a fucking whatever and then showed it to him, could he then turn into that?
I'm gonna say
that's
like
the issue.
Maybe if it was detailed enough, I do not know. You know, it's funny. We can literally just text. Let's text Ryan Potter. Let's text Beast Boy and just ask him what Beast Boy's abilities are. We'll ask him at Magic Night next week, and then guys, we'll get back to you after we talk to Beast Boy, and then also we'll invite Beast Boy's voice actor, and we'll do a big Beast Boy day.
Yeah.
Sly Merlin asks, yo Nick, have you seen cinematic masterpiece Portraits, a Western drama by director Danny Yeehaw Motta, and what did you think of it? No, I haven't. He's never shown it to me, and I don't know where to find it.
20,000 people have seen it.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm watching it after this. I'm watching it immediately. It's only 20,000.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Western I made when I was like 23. It's not like, it probably doesn't deserve more than that. But it's also, I put it on a separate YouTube channel. Not like Danny Motta, you know?
What's the YouTube channel called?
All Hell Productions.
All Hell Productions?
Yeah, we were on set and the whole town, it's like this nothing, like no one lives their town, or like 30 people live there, called not Muskogee, Carrizozo, New Mexico. And it's like so small and everyone knows each other and everyone knows what's going on. And we were there and everyone would come up to us and be like, oh, you're the fellas making the movie, right? And we're like, yeah. And one dude was like, you're making that cowboy picture, huh? And we're like, yeah. And he was like, oh hell, you can't fake cowboys. And we're like, we're gonna try.
That's the most cowboy shit you could have possibly. Oh hell, you can't fake cowboys is the most. Oh man, I would have run through a brick wall for that guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like,
oh, that's awesome. Crazy. I'm watching it immediately after this. The smallest production that I ever have. Like the video I put out that I was like, I cannot believe this. This probably has more views than it deserves. I think 107,000 people have watched me get my butthole waxed.
I forgot you did that.
I also would like to forget that I did that, but boy, oh boy, did it happen. And boy, oh boy, is that video still very public on NC Hammer 23, my Naruto YouTube channel. Whose
fault is that? Like, yeah.
Absolutely this guy. Absolutely this guy. Chuck Kimball sent $10. Says, love it when my favorite YouTubers talk MTG. Danny, do you plan on reacting to more Epic the Musical songs like Your Light, the Gay Polities one, Antonius is Just a Man sung by Aaron Alexander?
First off, what a curveball. I thought this was going to be about Magic. Second,
no.
Yeah, I probably will. I got to stop doing... So I put out 2 videos a week, and they're like, you know, a consistent series. Like, I'll be chipping away at two series simultaneously. And then sometimes I'll do a third video, and that's usually, like, a random one-off one. And recently I've been recording too many one-offs because I just looked in, like, my bank of videos, and I have, like, 2 weeks worth of fucking series videos lined up. And it's because I keep doing too many, like, one-offs, and I've eaten through all those.
So the answer to his question is yes, eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Okay, good. Ravenhill YouTube says, I really admire you guys. Love you. Love you as well. Nick, congrats on your engagement. And Danny, congrats on being Danny. I don't know if that's congratulations worthy.
I think they meant condolences.
Yeah. Congratulations on Penelope almost being too small, or almost Penelope being too big for underchair.
Oh, I love that damned dog. We got a king-sized bed so I can sleep with Sarah again.
Huge. I mean, you've always kind of had a king-size bed. It was just two queen-size beds tied together.
And Penelope will do this awesome thing. It'll sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I love it. Where when I wake up in the morning, she's using my neck as a pillow. Like,
nice,
she just
good.
has her neck puzzle pieced into mine.
Yeah.
And when she gets big, that's probably gonna kill me in my sleep.
100%. She's just cosplaying a scarf. She's cosplaying like a fox scarf. Now we know in 12 years what we're gonna do with her. We're gonna wear her as an accessory.
Yeah.
All right. Ninja Hakori says, Nick and Danny, what are your favorite MTG decks you play? Ooh.
Nick loves squirrels.
I do love squirrels. I'm kind of a mono green player. I just love having an army of critters, you know, because it's like you can just chump block a bunch of stuff. As long as you get a couple flyers, you're a happy boy. I do also like, I like all of the Warhammer 40k decks, but I'd probably say my favorite, and this kind of sucks, is probably fucking Necrons, just because it's like a ridiculous commander deck. Outside of that, yeah, probably green and Necrons.
Yeah. I like Admiral Beckett Brass, unsinkable. Because I like to go yarg at the table.
Danny loves always busting out a pirate deck that he's made himself, and then he really pushes a pirate accent for the next 2 hours, and everyone, boy oh boy, does everyone kind of love it. It's a real metric on whether or not you're going to be invited back to Magic next week about how hard you laugh at Danny's pirate impression.
I love it because I'll, like, make treaties with people, and I'll be like, see how he's betrayed ye, Nick. See how they laugh at your misery. And then you're like, I'm not gonna trust you. You always go back on our deals. And I'm like, what better ally than an enemy? And then he's like, all right, fine, I won't attack you. And then he won't attack me that round. And I'll be like, never trust a pirate! All attacks on Nick!
I literally get liar's diced the next fucking turn every single time, but I just keep opening my heart back up to him. It's a real mistake.
It's good.
Poto Hildy, I believe. Yeah, Potato Hildy says, Danny, now that you have your new fancy Gundam PC, this means you have to watch Wing. You don't have to react. You just have to watch it.
I should watch a Gundam. Have you
Why
ever watched
do you have a Gundam PC? What happened? How did we come into this?
They just sent it to me. I wanted a PC in my living room because that's where I'm at in my life.
That's, first off, we got a dump of photos from Sarah about how big Penelope is getting. And she sent it to me, Danny, Dorothy, in like a 4-person group chat where we kind of send all the photos of our dogs. And she sent like one video of P and Ava playing, and then a bunch of other videos, or a bunch of other photos. And in the background of one of the photos, we just see Danny shirtless, shrimp spined over his brand new PC. I didn't notice it originally. And then Dorothy sends me the image, but with Danny, a red circle around Danny. And she goes, I fear I also sit like this. And I was like, A, you absolutely do. B, this is so hilarious. I need to send it back to Danny. It's a good look.
Here. Let me open it.
Wait, so was it Gundam that sent you a PC or the people who like the PC builders?
It's I Buy Power. And so they like build PCs. This is me.
Oh, I know.
Just, please. This is me schlubbing in the background like a Japanese ghost.
Yes.
But
meanwhile, Ava's doing her best lip hooked on teeth impression.
Yeah. But
all right, we got a couple more. All right, Teddy Hart sent $50.
Thank you.
That's me, baby. Getting the dogs fired up. Love the show, guys. Email the spin-off script. I'd love your feedback on. Keep up the great work. Where'd you email it to? I'm assuming Otakus Anonymous podcast. We'll have Stank send it to us.
What is it? A spin-off script?
A spin-off script.
Of what? I guess we'll find out. But
I don't know. Listen. They gave us. They drip fed us information to keep us interested. That's the beauty.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of good writing right there. Son of Vision sent Fate Stay Fake has a lot of things going on in it. Nice animation, cool OST, simulcast English dub. But for the love of God, what is going on? Feels so lost. Welcome to Fate. Welcome to. You're never as understanding what's going on plot wise as you should be. There is a 48-part series that breaks it down. That's 3.5 hours long. It's also in German, unfortunately. Yeah, that's Fate. That's Fate. The Nisei verse is a fucking nightmare. And honestly, Fate Stay Fake is like a really good jumping off point to get into Fate. But unfortunately, the jumping off point is the deep end of the pool and it's filled with sharks.
Yeah, I every week I'm like, I'm gonna catch up with this, and each week that gets less and less likely as I fall deeper and deeper behind. I'm
still on episode 2. I've been traveling and inundated with the shows that we're actually talking about. When I get home, I am binging it, and then I'll maybe do a video telling you what's going on in it, so all of the people that are lost like you can get some understanding. Astro Clam said, my mom scolds me for buying anime figures because they're shit that collect dust. I don't even have that many. What would you say to convince her otherwise? Maybe show her Danny's sick collection of bendable toys.
Yeah, first off, you gotta start playing with this shit, brother. You gotta start getting some real posable Spider Boys, brother. I mean, Look at this. Get a big desk, get all your Spider Boys on it.
Yep.
And there's nothing, if you're playing with your toys regularly, there's nothing your mom can say. No one gives me any guff anymore, and it's because I make money doing this. So maybe try that also. Pose them, get like a nice camera, or any camera, even your phone. Start doing poses, get like, tricking people into thinking they're life size. I follow a bunch of Instagram pages like that.
Oh, I love when people build like miniature sets. They specifically do this a lot for like Warhammer collections and stuff like that, where they build like miniature sets that are like battlefields and like they take like wartime photos. I've seen a bunch of people do like horror photos with like Ewoks hunting down like stormtroopers in the woods. It's awesome, dude. It's so good. So yeah, Whimsy Max. Have you considered Whimsy Maxing? Literally just Joy Max and play with your toys.
Yeah, have you tried just enjoying the thing you enjoy?
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok Live who does like big battles between like his Sonic figures, and he like does all the voice acting for him, and it's like Shadow has Sonic like hostage behind a police car, and like the dog cop, I forget its name, not the Paw Patrol, the other one, the older one, has like a sniper shot, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking take the shot. He's like, I'm taking my earpiece out. It's awesome. So just Whimsy Max.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last one we're gonna do for this moment because we got a bunch more stuff to talk about here. Son of Vision 02 says JJK is about to enter Hunter x Hunter and JJB levels of convoluted power rules. Can't wait to see the tomfoolery. Enjoying the show. No, it won't. Unfortunately for me and JJK fans and just JJK as a property, it tries to be Hunter x Hunter and or JJBA level complicated. And at the end of the day, everything boils down to a binding vow. Unfortunately, that's the truth. There's no complicated math equations like there is with Hunter x Hunter. I don't know JJBAs. I thought it was all stands. But yeah, no, JJK is just, it's all a binding vow.
I honestly think if you want to start throwing around like complicated power systems, like Tao's got to get thrown in there at some point.
100%.
It's just getting crazy. It's getting silly.
Tao is only complicated because of how short a time span they try to explain it in. If you had Tao for like 400 chapters and there's a bunch of like, so if they like drip fed information to you, like that would be fine. But it's like, oh, one of the coolest fights you've ever seen, and then a college level thesis on how Tao works. And you're like, okay, I was in fight mode. Let me put my bi-spectacles on here.
Yeah. Should we get into Hell's Paradise?
We should get into Hell's Paradise. Man, alive. Did that guy who stabbed him in the neck survive for way too long? Dude, that was fucking gritty. That was some shit that you would only see in Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, it was gross as hell. That was so unsettling. I like the bit of it, but also I'd love if the dude like pitching these ninjas to them, like essentially selling them these ninjas, was
Yeah.
like stepped up and he's like, hey, they don't usually do that. Like
Yeah.
you don't have, that's not something you're gonna have to worry about. Because it's like sick in theory until you think about it for literally any amount of time. Because it's like, how do we know where their loyalty lies? And then he's like, I'll show you just how loyal I am. And he kills himself, and it's like, that doesn't feel very loyal to me. Like,
Yeah, guess who's no longer on the mission? That fucking guy.
yeah, probably could have used him. I think he was like the leader of these ninjas.
He absolutely was. They were like, hey, we sent 4 ninjas and then like 50 of their subordinates. And then they were like, yeah, have one of the 4 real ninjas kill himself. I don't know, maybe choose one of the smaller subordinates.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was hardcore. That was spooky.
Yeah. We got introduced to Big Lady, who uses, and this is a question that I want for you because you're our resident sword expert on the podcast here. Could you imagine a weapon less practical than a double katana?
It's like a double, what's the big katana called? Like Otadachi or something?
Yeah, or like a Nagitana or something like that.
Nagitana, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But, yeah, it looks fucking ridiculous. Like,
She's like slicing with her double katana, right? And I was like, you are actively just like literally trying to dive a sword into your own gut. And I get it if you're like spinning it above your head or spinning it to your side or something, but like a katana is a slashing weapon. And by slashing with one end of the weapon, you are slashing the other end of the weapon at yourself.
I know, she's gonna take her own fucking legs off. Also, a katana is a single-edged sword. So where, like, I mean, you'll take your legs off with a lightsaber, too. But at the very least, you don't have to keep thinking about, wait, which fucking side of this am I on?
Yes, as you spin it like goddamn helicopter blades above your head. Like, I was literally watching that and I was like, I'd cut both my legs off in 3 minutes into a fight.
Yeah, I'd hit myself with, like, a Mortal Kombat finisher, and, like, and it'll look like a ghost just disemboweled me.
Yeah, it'll be real bad. There's also the reveal of childhood Levi, apparently, who's just a goddamn Beyblade spinning up people's arms.
Yeah, that kid's sick. Both of them have awesome character designs.
I like that. It's like, they're not ranked, but like she's not ranked because she's a woman and he's not ranked because he's too young, but they're like still ridiculously powerful. That's like a fun way to build out the Asaimon.
No, that's very sick. I like the older dude who's like kind of aloof and like chill and doesn't really give a shit. And he's like bisexual and like
I forgot that he was I forgot that tidbit about him. Yeah, like whispering to a dude being like, fuck it, we can go get it on right now, dog.
Yeah, I feel like he's got to pop off at some point because everyone seems to like fear and respect him.
There's like a prototype of like that kind of character, like the old aloof kind of scruffy bearded like I don't care character. It's just Shunsui from Bleach.
Right.
Who also uses 2 blades and eventually becomes like the head of the Gote 13. Ridiculously powerful. What else did we get in this episode? We got, how do you feel about like the head Asaimon? Do you like him as a character? His design to me is so dope. Like the all black suit. He looks like prime Anakin. It's like awesome.
Yeah, he's sick. I like that he was like bawling his eyes out over that corpse. If we're talking about the same guy, right?
Yes, yeah. He finds what is his name? What is Ensign? No. Enshin or something. He finds like his previous master, basically, like the person who brought him into the Asaimon. And yeah, he's just bawling. They did such a good job with voice acting. He was like, I'm not ready for you to leave me. It was like actually from a character that we don't know that well and a character that we're probably not supposed to be like sympathetic towards. Like it was a very strong and like heartfelt moment.
Yeah, it was sick when like he's a kid and he was like, when we're executing criminals, why don't I just chip my blade so that it takes more swings, so it's more painful? And his master's like, yeah, that'd be no use because I just sharpen it. And it's like, whoa, that's hard. Like,
yeah, but then he sees him die, and then he chips. It was so cool because earlier in the episode, like before he stumbled upon his death, like his dead body, they were like, "Hey, use your sword." He was like, "No, that sword was a gift from the Shogun. Like, I'm not gonna foul my blade with the blood of these like absolute like nobodies combat wise." So he's just punching holes in motherfuckers. And then the second he stumbles upon his dead body, he's just bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, and he's just slicing. And listen, when the guy's that powerful, is a chip blade really going to change all that much?
I know. I also felt that way. How do you feel too about like the power scaling that's going on here? Because what was so cool about Hell's Paradise is that this island was so unbelievably like hostile and powerful, and like
Yeah.
even just like a regular random monster was like a huge deal to anyone who isn't Gabimaru.
Yeah,
And
like
now
the
everyone's just
human-faced
piecing them.
butterflies were like, if one bite was going to kill you, and now it's like immediately we're fighting Doshi.
Yeah, exactly. And now like all these ninjas are here, and they're like way outscaling everything on the island.
But they're not, but they're kind of not though, and that's what's cool about it. And like one, like obviously like ninjas. So like we're kind of like the problem, I guess, is that we're like currently dealing with the two strongest fighting forces maybe in Japan. So it's like the Iwa ninjas and then also the Asaimon, who are like these massively powerful like executioners kinds of thing. But like I really like the sequence of like the ninjas being like, hey, individually all the subordinates aren't all that strong, but you see them climbing up this huge monster and they're just like stabbing it in the neck and eyes with blades. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
So like I get what you're saying. It's like, oh, we're getting a bunch of new, very powerful people to the island that are like for some reason able to destroy everything. But like kind of at the same time, it was like established that like, oh, this woman is like incredibly powerful, but she's not ranked because she's a woman. And this kid's incredibly powerful. He's just not ranked because he's young. And then like this is the strongest amongst the Asaimon. So it's like obviously the main cast is getting strong because they've had more time on this island. Like they've had more time on the island to like learn Tao and get used to these monsters. We've already lost a fair amount of people. And then like these new people, like obviously the ninjas are crazy powerful, but like ninjas, like Gabimaru was the strongest, but like amongst the ninjas, like everybody's kind of strong. At least if they're like known as a ninja, not as a subordinate. So like there is a bunch of like, it doesn't feel as dangerous anymore, but at the same time, like it's mostly to me because of the like the higher level of people being introduced.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But yeah, I thought it was a fun episode. I mean, it's just like there's no like big fight. It's just like it's a way to introduce like the second wave of people, kind of. But that's basically it.
Yeah, I guess that is it.
Fuck yeah!
It was exciting.
Right.
At the end of the episode, it's a big like, all right, we're all finally gonna go fucking storm the Tensen castle.
Yes.
Or Asaimon. Yeah.
Everyone's together. But there's also the problem that like the second group of people is now hunting down the first group of people.
Yeah, it just feels like this was like the prelude or the like opening act of the season, and then now the season's about to like get into the meat.
Yes, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see like how Asachobe's stories animated out. It's gonna be very, very fun. All right, you want to talk about Fire Force, one of my favorite episodes of the week?
Really?
Really, dog?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so this episode of Fire Force, we got the rising of the 8th pillar. So we got like a little reintroduction to Fairy, who I'm pretty sure has the same voice actor as somebody else in the show.
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea.
Fairy started talking, and for some reason, I was like, it was either like Sho or Shinra, and I was like, this is the same voice. It was somebody like very pertinent in the show, or maybe somebody who I'm currently watching in English. When Fairy started talking, I was like, oh, that is a voice I've heard recently, like very, very recently. But yeah, they fought Mega Evolved Unknown that ended up being the Jesus the Christ for all of the people living in the Tokyo Empire.
Yeah, they fight good old Raffles.
Yeah, they fight Raffles the First, but Raffles the First comes back as the Teletubby son.
Yeah.
Just a gigantic face that shoots laser out of his eyes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what would happen if tomorrow it was like apparently the day of reckoning, but instead of Jesus coming down and like a giant white cloak and like a nice beard, he's ripped up, he's had 2,000 years to work out in heaven. And he's coming down and he's descending and he's like, listen, I'm taking the good people down. I'm taking the good people up with me and the bad people down with me. But instead of that, he descends as a gigantic evolved Pokemon face that shoots lasers out of its eyes at the people, at firefighters. What would that do? What would churches do after that? Like that's why I love this episode, because it's like,
that's what
could you
Bible
fucking
thinks.
imagine?
Have you
What'd
seen biblically accurate angels?
That biblically just they're all eyes and wings.
Yeah, it's just all eyes and horror.
Mm-hmm. So what if Jesus came down as a biblically accurate angel?
That'd be horrifying. I don't know. they'd still find a way to like keep those files redacted.
100%, dude. 100, dude. Yeah, of the 3.5 million pages, they're like, yeah. If we just throw them all at them simultaneously, no one's gonna read 3.5 million pages. That's like one Love and War.
Yeah. No, I do love, like, everyone's taking everything so well. Everyone's taking it so in stride. Like, the moon is irreparably fucked and scarier than it could ever possibly be. I feel like the second the moon turns into what it is, the government should be like, what's the quickest way we can kill that?
Yeah, how can we blow up the rest of the moon right now? That's all that genuinely matters to us. What's the quickest way we can double taxes so that we can make some kind of nuclear armament that can destroy the moon here? I also love that as Shinra's flying into combat, they're like, is it a bird? It's a plane? No, it's Shinra. I was like, hey guys, either copy Superman or the Bible, because Superman has been copying the Bible for years. You can't do both.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they call him a superhero too.
I know. But just like also like I think that's actually like a subliminal way of them like showing that Adola's getting closer because they're referencing things from the past, right? Like they're referencing technically Superman, right? And they're calling him a superhero. Things that probably they wouldn't like. He would otherwise be called a firefighter. And like firefighters exist, and like firefighters have crazy abilities.
I thought Shinra always wanted to be a superhero, though.
I guess, but maybe it's kind of like how Adola's getting closer, right? Makes everyone like think that Shinra is the superhero he wants to be because like his doppelganger has already come, right? And that was the perception everybody had of him. And so now people are starting to view him in the perception that he and the people around him have of Shinra.
Well, and that's also when the episode ends, he disappears. And I think he's going to be Death or like the Devil.
You think he's going to come back as like what? Like Death the Kid or like Death the Kid's parent?
Yeah, Death the guy.
The Death from like, from the principal duties, the Death.
Yeah, I think so. Either that or some kind of devil guy. Like, I think Adola has, because everyone looks at him and they're like, you're a devil. And he got poofed into one.
And boy, oh boy, did he get poofed into one. I also wrote, imagine if that's how Captain Honda died. Because they fire Captain Honda at the gigantic Raffles sun, and it just see a little smoke pop, and I was like, imagine if that just fucking killed him. Imagine if that was the last time we saw him. They're like, yeah, it was a gamble every single time. If he didn't punch through, his neck broke.
Yeah, I love them just stuffing him into a giant crossbow.
It's just like I can't believe that's the most advanced attack that the military section of the firefighters was able to figure out. It was launch this 4-foot piss missile with a fiery head at whatever problem we have.
They're just trying shit. They're just trying anything they can.
Sometimes you just have to. I also wrote, hey man, I don't think you're gonna find another job that allows you to fight kids. Because the salary man was like, I gotta find another job, and I was like, I think you're exactly where you need to be.
Yeah, really.
I think anything else for you is going to be a real problem. But yeah, it was a fun episode. It was a fun fight. I just like I like watching them deal with these pillars. It's fun to see like all the different like organizations scramble. We get to see the reveal, not really the reveal, but we get like a deeper look into Sister Iris's like pillar powers. She like blocks off. She like does this buff that like allows for the guy who builds like shields to block off the entirety of Japan's coastline. Because like they need to nuke the Prophet.
Yeah, right.
And so that's what's so fun about this episode to me is like I couldn't imagine this kind of circumstance coming to play. And it's like they literally just watch their version of a prophet get killed by a 16-year-old boy when they believe he's trying to usher them all into paradise. And that would be such a crazy day for everyone. We'd still probably we do a podcast and we do 12 minutes about it in the first 12 minutes, then we'd move on.
Yeah, and the rest is Togen Anki.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because even when Raffles turning on them and like enacting judgment, they're still like, I guess I'm down with this. I've committed to this religion. I might as well stick with it.
Yeah, at this point I've gone to church 3 times a week. I might as well watch my gigantic faced prophet take us into heaven here.
But anyway, so that's Fire Force, JJK.
That brings us to JJK, our last episode of the week. And man alive, am I excited to hear what you thought about this episode. Because
Stop saying
I think
man
Japan...
alive.
What'd you say?
It's like the third time you said man alive this episode.
I'm a man alive kind of guy. What can I say?
What's up?
This is a weird episode, and not weird in terms of like, oh, I didn't like it or kind of situation. But there was a little bit of deviation from the manga. The shot selection was crazy. The ending sequence was really fun. We get a big fight between Yuji and Panda that's kind of fake. We're trying to get Hikari introduced into the show here kind of situation. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you thought about Yaga's backstory, what you thought about the cursed corpses, what you think about Hikari, all of that.
Yeah, so the episode opens with the principal getting fucking diced.
Yep. By the Kyoto principal, Gaku Ganji.
Yeah, getting absolutely Andrew Dice Clayed. And then he waits until he's like on death's door to finally reveal like how he does all of his magic and stuff.
Yes.
And then it's kind of revealed, if it wasn't already revealed prior, that he made Panda, right?
Yes, he made Panda, and then he's got like an entire little pocket universe filled with all of his tiny little creatures that he's made for other people, kind of situation. But yes, he made Panda.
Yeah. And so therefore Panda is very sad about his death, and then Panda cries because even pandas can cry.
Because even pandas can cry. Listen, pandas can cry, but also like so can apes. And so Panda's three cores are that of a gorilla, a panda, something else. All three of them work together to fucking well up some tears for Principal Yaga.
Maybe an ox or something?
It's something else big, and I do not remember what it is. Mostly because whenever he uses them, he's just busy getting decimated. Whenever we get to gorilla, it's usually bad.
Yeah, Panda's never been like outstandingly helpful.
There is a really funny sequence that I'm very excited for you to see in the Culling Games that surrounds Panda. And I cannot wait to get your reaction to it. The anime is going to do it such justice. Like, just everything that we're getting from season 3 leads me to believe that, like, any of my favorite sequences in the manga are just going to get such justice and are going to get done so well.
Yeah, I mean, this was a fun episode. I liked Yuji and Panda's conversation fight.
Yes.
And I like that it was animated pretty, like, silly, like, intentionally sloppy. Like, it was a bunch of, like, just, like, people getting, like, PNG would get kind of, like, pinwheeled around. And then intermittently, it'd get animated, like, really well, but it had this kind of, like, bo-bo-bo-bo-bo-bo vibe to it.
Yes.
Which I really liked, like a classic Adult Swim comedy action anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for Chad here, because I think a lot of what we got from Yaga in terms of the backstory that we get at the beginning of the episode is added. I do not remember, and I didn't go back and check this. I just haven't had the time to go back and check it. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the backstory that we get about, like, Yaga hanging out with all those little critters, and, like, you know, like, kind of giving the explanation for these critters. We see that he makes Takaru, which is the little like yellow guy for that family that lost their son, and like he's doing all of like the little like mannerisms that their child used to do, and like you see the mom realize that's her son kind of situation. If I'm not mistaken, that all is added, because what actually is supposed to happen in terms of manga sequencing, Yaga actually dies before Maki kills the Zenin clan.
Yaga dies before Maki kills. Oh, crazy. Well,
yeah. So
that's not. Well, yeah. I guess we are getting that after that, but like it was pretty clear that this is like a flashback.
Yeah.
Like this whole Yaga situation is like previous.
Well, that's the thing, is I do not remember. No, that backstory's in the manga. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then I don't remember that backstory being in the manga.
I love him sitting on this log with this weird little like paper bag kitten guy. It's just it's such a great mix of the tone of season 1 and this tone. Like, it's got the letterboxing and everything's really like dour. I saw someone in chat was like, Yaga got ruined, and I'm interested to know if people didn't like this.
No. So sentimentally, I think a lot of people wanted more time with Yaga, because this episode, like both this sequence of the manga and then this episode, made a lot of people realize that Yaga's a really interesting character. But like Yaga to us is just kind of the guy that told Gojo to stop fucking around, right? Like, oh, he made Panda, and it's like, all right, cool, he made Panda. What does Panda do? Really, objectively, nothing. And then also, like, he's kind of in charge of, like, the Jujutsu High in Tokyo, so he's kind of in charge of, like, Gojo and all that. So, like, this episode and this whole kind of arc made everyone interested in Yaga, but Yaga doesn't really get that much time fleshed out.
That's my beef with JJK a lot of times, is that, like, the second someone starts becoming interesting, they're dead.
Yeah, like Nanami.
Like Nanami. I feel that way so hard with Nanami. Like, I remember in season 2 when he died, and everyone was like, yeah, that's so crazy. I can't believe that happened. I was like, I really don't remember him that much from season 1, like, being that crazy. And now I'm rewatching season 1, and I'm like, I care about him more knowing he's going to die. But, like,
yes, 100%.
When you're first watching season 1, you're, like, waiting for him, like, to really start caring about him.
Yeah.
I feel that way with, like, Toji, too. Just where I'm like, man, Toji's fucking awesome. Then he comes back as a zombie, and then he's gone again. And I'm like, all right. Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing is, like, yeah, basically it's like they drop a new hot daddy figure, and then they make that new hot daddy figure kind of interesting, and they give him, like, some kind of devastating backstory. Like, Nanami quit his job as a salary worker to be a jujutsu sorcerer because he believed that he needed to, like, help people with his powers. Toji was just a struggling father who was, like, kind of a bad guy, but wanted the best for his son. And then it's like, hey, Yaga's a Disney princess. Yaga's here living in he's over here living in Winnie the Pooh's world with all of his little best friends he made for himself to try and replace the deceased children of, like, grieving parents. And it's like, oh yeah, and he dies because they believe he was the one basically platforming Gojo.
Yeah. Oh, chat's interesting here. We got a lot of conflicting views where people are like, this guy's definitely not a Jiraiya. I did not care that he died. I forgot who he was at first. Yaga, my goat. This episode is like a brick to the face. We're getting a lot of people who were like, yeah, Gege didn't flesh him out enough, and I didn't give a shit who this guy was. And a lot of, I was devastated that he died.
That's kind of fair though. Like, I understand both of those takes because, like, it's really a matter of, like, how much you relate to this one episode. It's literally just like, hey, this was a good guy. This was a really good guy. This entire episode is to show you this was a really good guy. It's like, hey, like the whole Takaru backstory where he's, like, helping out a family by using his technique, but he's not allowed to let the jiu-jitsu world know about his technique kind of situation. And it's like, if that hits you in the right place, you're gonna be like, oh, Yaga might go. But if you're like, hey, this guy's been in, like, 7 collective minutes over the course of all of JJK, why would you care? But the episode itself is really goddamn good.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
Have you gotten into the discourse about surrounding Kirara?
Kirara? Is that Hikari?
No, Hikari is Hikari. Kirara is Hikari's girlfriend.
Oh, I've been seeing, like, the first couple of seconds of it, but I didn't watch any of these videos because I waited until, like, I watched this episode, like, yesterday. And so I was, like, skipping all the discourse. I saw people were, like, they're, like, mad that she's, like, trans or something, but I don't see where that's not confirmed anywhere in the episode.
100% is confirmed in the episode and in the manga. Yeah, fully trans woman.
When? Well, I'm not, like, shocked or upset that she's trans. I was looking for it.
So it's not like, it's more like 100% heavily implied. Like, I wouldn't say there's ever a moment where, like, they pan to camera and they're like, Kirara is a trans woman. But
when
basically,
do they do that?
So basically what happens is when Panda's talking to Yuji about the third years, he's like, oh, Hikari. And then they bring up Kirara, and Panda's like, yeah, and I think the other third year was a man, right? And that's because Panda hasn't seen Kirara in a little while because Hikari got expelled because he's really fucking stupid. That's why everyone loves him. And so Kirara is like confirmed born a man. But Hikari always says, I'm only into girls. Like, I'm into girls, like that kind of situation. And so, and then, like, obviously Kirara is his girlfriend. So, like, canonically, Kirara assigned the gender of male at her birth, and then transitioned to a woman and is now Hikari's girlfriend. But there's a lot of discourse because people are like, oh, like, is Kirara a man? Is Kirara a woman? But it's, like, very much, like, not explicitly stated, but, like, it's stated that Kirara is a woman, a trans woman.
Right. Is she actually a trans woman, or is it, like, did they do some like, you know, curse technique or whatever and she like swap genders? Like is it just like a true blue honest like transition, or do they do like magic with it?
No, it's like a true blue honest transition. Like she's just like in the traditional sense, she is just a woman. And this is actually not like, this is not the only character who goes through this kind of like gender ambiguity or these
Hikari didn't get expelled for being stupid. He beat the shit out of a higher up.
Yes, you did that as well. But also Hikari is historically the dumbest person in like out of all of the students we know in JJK High, he has the lowest scores.
Right, gotcha.
The only person who comes close to him is Yuji and Toji, I think because they're both. Or is Toji a genius? I think Toji gets high scores. Anyways, so Hikari, we get the reveal of Hikari. Kirara, I'm sorry, Dorothy called me and it threw me off here. But Kirara's not the only character who's like canonically trans or is canonically like gender like ambiguous. Like this is very much something that Gege does actually quite often. So it's like it doesn't have to be tied to the concept of magic. Like we'll get more into a character who also falls under this kind of umbrella later on, who also sparked a lot of conversation because like a lot of the comments are saying right now, JJK readers just don't have the ability to comprehend text sometimes. And so, yes, Kirara is a trans woman, and then there is more trans-like characters down the road.
It's a lot more interesting and like impressive if it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just trans, like in the sense that like we also use that word, rather than if they're doing like oh well, I used this curse technique to do this and that, but I had to do that for a mission. It's not because I feel like I felt like I was a female. Deep inside, you know.
Like Kirara's not like deep undercover as a woman, you know. Like
right.
Kirara
it's not
just
some like plot nonsense. So that's
just a trans woman. But also,
it's crazy that there's discourse about it. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's some people. Like I said, the allegations that JJK fans cannot read will probably never rest. There's also. I want to talk about the final sequence because first off I want to know what you thought about it, and then I want to give you my little piece of information that I know about it. And I'll talk about the final sequence where Yuji and Hikari like are sitting at like the table and the couch respectively, talking about like getting into fighting, and Hikari writing a fight for Yuji.
I thought that was sick. One sec.
There it is.
Yeah. I thought that was super cool. I like that it's rotoscoped.
Yes.
And I think it's rotoscoped in a way that's really effective without being like, it's not just doing it for the sake of doing it. Like, being in that conversation in this same claustrophobic angle and this really awkward, weird angle for like 3 minutes in this like, you know, not super engaging conversation. Like it's pretty, they're kind of just like small talking a little bit. And the rotoscope aspect of it, because you get so many small, subtle movements. One, it's like the only noticeable aspect or instance of rotoscope in the series. So it's already a little like strange and off-putting to see.
Yeah.
Two, the fact that everyone's moving constantly makes it feel like nervous and awkward. Like, like you're there listening to a conversation you aren't supposed to be hearing. And then, because by the end of the conversation, I'm kind of like lulled into this sense of like comfortability. Mm-hmm. Or I'm sure other people are like, they feel tense by it. I'm not sure. But I felt kind of like lulled and comfortable. And I was like, all right, I'm just like locked in for this like small talk chat. Because I don't really know how dangerous Hikari is or whatever, what he's going to do.
Very.
And so then when he just starts like beating the piss out of Yuji, and it's so grounded, like he just like throws a thing at him and then gets up and starts like beating his ass.
Just trying to like chop in with some train doors.
Yeah, he's like doing some magic nonsense for sure, but like you just see Yuji realistically like fumbling around. It's like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like, it really makes that moment a lot more impactful and feel a lot grittier. Like, again, it feels like you're in like looking through a peephole of like an abuse situation, you know?
Yeah. It's the rotoscoping and the fact that they're just moving like the entire time. The animation was crazy, but you're right. It did an effective job of making you uncomfortable because like you've never really seen these characters rotoscoped like that. Like it kind of reminded me of the Smiling Friends bit. It was like, oh fucking Pim, I knew we'd be friends kind of situation. Yeah. I was like, I've never really seen an anime character move this consistently, like just like sitting on a couch kind of situation. It was very, very funny. But the reason it looks like that, the reason that it's so consistently rotoscoped, that it looks so human, is because in order to make that scene, the director of this season of JJK and somebody else both acted it out, and then they drew over their acting frame by frame like it was the Lord of the Rings animated movies.
Nick, what do you think rotoscoping is?
What do you mean?
Define rotoscoping.
Rotorscoping. It's when you take a boat motor, a rotor, and then you put a scope on it, like a 3 to 5x, and then you shoot at things from far away. That's rotorscoping.
So when people, in myself included, have been talking about rotoscoping to you.
Yes.
Like, what do you think that means?
When they move. It's like they were there, and then they move, but in a way that like changes where they were standing.
What? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought rotoscoping was just like when they move.
You don't have a fun fact. You just explained what rotoscoping is. My fun fact is that they drew every frame of this episode. So rotoscoping is literally when you film something and then just draw over it. Like it's acting out a scene and then drawing over each motion. That's how they did the Pim thing. That's why it looks like that. Like they had footage of a guy do that motion and dap Pim up, and then he traces over every frame of that guy moving. So you get it really fluid, but in a way that's like too fluid, so it makes it look all like wiggly.
But why that called rotoscoping?
I don't know, it's just a fucking word. It's probably some Greek god or something. I don't know, like, why, like, narcissism. It's like, why is it called that? It's because Greek.
I thought I had a fun fact, Danny.
The next time I say a word constantly that you don't understand, ask me what that word means.
I thought it was because it's like, oh, they're moving weird. They're moving weird and the camera angle kind of changes or something. I don't know. I thought it was because I'm never sharing a fun fact on this podcast ever again.
So funny. Just ask when I start using terms you don't know.
I thought context clues, Danny. Context clues. I thought I understood.
Anyway, yeah, so that's how they did it. That's how they do. Anytime someone talks about rotoscoping, that's what it means.
Wow. So, okay, this is a really good way to display the differences in our education. Daniel Motta, film degree owner. Me, knows about JJK names. So, yeah. I don't know. What's more pertinent in this conversation? Apparently, film knowledge. Brutal for me.
It was good.
I also did you see the train doors that he chopped at Yuji?
Yeah, I don't know what any of that shit's about, but
it's it'll be explained in time, but when you do finally understand it, you're gonna love it.
Well, that's also why I like this scene being shot the way that it is. Because I like Yuji being in this normal conversation, and then all of a sudden, something horrible and incomprehensible is happening to him.
Yes.
Like, he's just getting the shit kicked out of him in a way he can't even wrap his head around.
Yeah, like, he's literally just being like, I'm not throwing myself in front of a train here. Please stop trying to chop me between your doors.
Yeah.
So fucking nightmare fuel. All right, that brings us to our favorite part of this podcast, Superchat Corner, where we do a wrap up on the super chats that we've gotten over the course of this live stream. So we are going to start with Lilo's Adventure, who asks, do you think JJK Season 3 will be Anime of the Year? Yes, I say it's all but a wrap, honestly. JJK 1 and Season 2 both won Anime of the Year when they came out. I think they're probably going to three-peat. I think anytime we get a new season of JJK, it's probably going to be Anime of the Year.
I don't know. We got some good shit coming out. What was it? I was just thinking of one that's coming out in, like, April. We got some big stuff. I mean, Witch Atelier is going to be big. I know for a fact.
Yeah, but it's a popularity contest. And the thing is, like, I think
What do you think is going to be the best anime of the year? Like, by your metric?
Frieren, hands down.
I don't know. I mean, so far, JJK.
I think it's going to be, I genuinely think it's going to be Frieren. I think Frieren and JJK are both equally good this season, and Frieren's probably getting less hype, which is why I think JJK is going to win Anime of the Year.
Anime coming in 2026. Yeah, I mean, you're hotter on Frieren than I am. Because the first 3 episodes of JJK were, like, unreal. No, wait, not first 3, first 4. And then skipping 3.
I genuinely believe every episode of JJK moving forward is going to be unreal.
Yeah. Mashal's
like, I think Oshinoko Season 3 is probably going to win a bunch of awards. Hell's Paradise will probably win a bunch of awards. But I do think The Culling Games Part 1 is probably going to win Anime of the Year. That being said, Frieren right now on my anime list is sitting at a 9.25, which is the highest I've ever seen a score for an anime outside of, I think, Frieren.
That's not the highest. It wasn't fucking Takabi's Original Sin, like a 10 for like.
That's on IMDb.
What are you on? My anime list?
I'm on my anime list. We're also, the only thing that could maybe compete with what we have coming out this season is in summer 2026, we're getting the final core of Bleach.
God, there's something coming out in like May or March that's like gonna be gigantic. I like just saw it the other day and I was like, oh yeah, that like we're gonna have to strap in for that.
Well, while you find it, I'll go ahead and ask this second question here. Because AstroClam asks, Danny, I majored in film and TV too. What do you think of the cinematography of the last scene in JJK this week? The camera angle didn't change for like 4 minutes. While you answer that, I'm going to go fill up my water.
Well, Nick, I already answered that, so.
Okay, never mind.
Ask the next one, because I also saw someone in chat go, wow, Danny just answered my super chat without reading it. So I think that's...
Oh, that's very funny. Well, thank you for the $5 anyways. All right, so... Izana asks, with JoJo's Bleach final season, what we have now, do you think this will be the best year for anime ever? Gotcha. So with JoJo's and Bleach's final season and what we have now, do you think this will be the best year for anime ever? I mean, this season is the best I can remember over the course of us doing this podcast. So if this like level of production stays up, I would say maybe. I don't know what I would say is the best year for anime ever, though.
I mean, I don't know. This so far isn't like, oh my God, is this God of High School season 2? What? No, it's
God of High School's getting a season 2?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
Apothecary Diaries is getting a movie. That's crazy. But
that's not crazy at all. It's so popular. It's insane.
I didn't know. That's just interesting. Who knew?
I guess, yeah.
Fucking. This season so far is not as good as like when To Be Hero X, Takabi's Original Sin, Summer Hikaru died. We're all coming out like that was
really
that was an unreal season. See, also, that year is crazy because we had those and we had My Hero's final season. Like,
so 2025.
2025 so far, but I mean it's February, you know. So
we're in 2026.
Yeah, I know. I said 2025.
Yeah, but you're saying 2025 might have been like the best year for anime.
Yeah, and I said, but it's February.
Yeah, so we have a lot of anime ahead of us here. You know, it's funny that you bring up that season because that season was so non-shonen coded. It was like, oh, Takabi's wasn't a shonen. Fucking not
Hikaru.
what's the one with the 2 boys in rural Japan?
Summer Hikaru.
Yeah, the summer the Hikaru died was like a psychological horror. Like we weren't watching a lot of shonen. Like obviously MHA was coming out, but like this season is just so shonen heavy that I feel like people will probably talk about it as the greatest of all time because shonen's like the most popular genre of anime out there.
Yeah, this year's getting Chainsaw Man Season 2 and Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 and Dandadan. No, wait, that might be 2020.
How are they planning on doing Cyberpunk 2? Is it going to be a prequel story?
I think it's just new characters. It's just like
gotcha.
A whole different thing.
I guess that's always kind of been the thing. Is like Night City is the main character of the Cyberpunk universe.
Yeah, exactly. And fucking what's it called? The one with the kaijus. Kaiju number 8. I guess that the final arc is maybe coming this season.
No way.
Or not this season, this year. So yeah, with Chainsaw Man and whatever the other one I said was Cyberpunk. Those could definitely, like, propel it. But, yeah, dude, 2025 was banging. And I think,
But here's the thing,
to
there's
be
also
like,
shows we're not even watching.
I think to be like, oh, this year's already the best one ever in anime is like actually ridiculous and too clickbaity. It's February.
I can't remember an anime season like this because we're watching 6 anime and then every single week we're like, oh, every single episode was good. I'm not watching Fate Stay Fake, and I'm also not watching Oshinoko, which are 2 shows I very much like.
Yeah, I don't know, that Hikaru one was like unbelievable. There was other shit coming out too then. Like that was also like a stacked season where we had like 6 shows we were talking about at once.
Yeah.
Let me see what else people are saying. Black Clover is also this year. Solo Leveling is this year. Do you think Solo Leveling can take it from JJK? Also, the new Ghost in the Shell looks crazy. Go on.
The new Ghost in the Shell does look good. I was literally at Anime Expo to check out like what the Ghost in the Shell is going to look like. The art style looks like so much fun. I'm very excited for that. I don't think Solo Leveling Season 3 takes out JJK Season 3. I think technically more people will probably be watching Solo Leveling Season 3, but I think like there's been a kind of counter movement against Solo Leveling that people are like gonna stop voting for it for stuff. Like I think it winning season like Anime of the Year with Season 2 was like actually detrimental to its chances.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You can never tell like what the masses are more into. Emma Kiefers goes, nah, Danny, I think you're tripping saying 2025 was hotter than this season. I think that's actually ridiculous to be like, all of 2025 is worse than this season. Other than JJK, there have been no, like, knockout 10 out of 10 episodes this season. That's not even, like, a crazy thing to say. It's February 3rd. Anyone arguing with that is lying or, like, an insane person.
I will only agree with that because I haven't watched all the episodes of Fate Strange Fake. I haven't watched Oshinoko, which both have the capacity to absolutely hit fucking home runs.
For sure.
But like there's been fun episodes of Hell's Paradise. There's been fun episodes.
There's been fun episodes, but to be like all of 2025 is worse than that's saying all of Takapi's Original Sin, all of My Hero's Final Thing, Dandadan. Yeah, you can't be like, the whole year was worse than this season, which has only had a couple banger episodes.
Yeah,
because there's only 4 out.
It has simply not been enough time. All right, somebody said, Dire Jam says, the Ink Tank are a Ben 10 YouTube channel, and they know everything about Ben 10.
Yeah, I did a cameo for them once. I'm on whatever Alien Wrath is. Check out that video, and I voice the
is this the one where you were the cat guy?
Yeah, I'm the cat guy.
Danny actually did a really good job with that voice acting role too. So that was actually a very fun watch. Gabe Blanco sends $10. Bow, 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 bow. Who wins in a game of Gunji? I've loved this question. I have loved this question so much. Who wins in a game of Gunji, Komogi or Maharaga?
What the fuck are you talking about?
This is not a question for you. This is not let's go ahead and say this isn't a question for you.
Okay.
So essentially this is adaptation versus adaptation. Komogi has an ability that specifically allows her to get better at a board game the more she plays it. And she's like the best at that board game ever because she says if she ever loses a game of this board game, she'll kill herself. And so she basically makes a Nen restriction with herself where like it's so powerful because she puts her life on the line that she cannot lose this game. But unfortunately, Maharaga is also all about adaptation. However, Maharaga's adaptation takes a second. So if we're talking about who wins infinite games of Gunji, maybe eventually Maharaga catches up. But if we're talking about just one game, Maharaga doesn't adapt quick enough. Komogi takes it.
Well, I agree. Actually, I say the opposite.
Okay, bold take, really bold take. Lilo's Adventure says, do you think JJK? Oh, well, we already asked that. Okay, cool. Astro Clam says, Danny, I majored in film. Okay, wait, nope, we're doing all these again. We're doing all these again. Okay. Nightshade Anari sends $10. Bow, 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 bow. Just joined, was watching a few minutes back about Sentenced to be a Hero. The hero who was a swindler con man. Did you talk about his ending scene? What'd you guys think of that? Yes, we did. We talked about like whether or not he was like if he was forced into writing that article, if he actually knew the information. We talked about all that. Cool ass character though. Very, very cool character. Chuckum Ball said, love that I play pirate decks the same as Danny.
That's how you got to play them. The best Magic decks are the ones you role play during. Nick needs to start acting more like a squirrel mother.
I literally snack during Magic nights all the time. I'm literally just nibbling almonds, but I do it too quick for you to see.
Well, that's good. I like that. That's very good. But I think you need to like really get upset when your squirrels die.
Or like I just have like, or just like every time a squirrel dies, I just like shoot nuts out from my cheeks. Like every squirrel, I put another fucking nut into my cheek.
Yeah, I love that.
Ryan Mel sends $10. PSA, I'm just saying, if you don't rock with Panda, I can't rock with you. Question, top 5 swords in anime. Love the show, even though Nick has some Neanderthal-ass opinions. Nice. ReZero Season 2, best season. First off, time out, hold up. Never said that ReZero Season... Oh, wait, no, I did. Wait, no, what?
Yeah, you hate
I
it.
did, yes. Season 2 of ReZero is genuinely bad. I tried to watch it multiple times. It bores me out of my skull. Top 5 swords in anime.
Krona's? What's that sword? Ragnarok?
Ragnarok is a great one. I love Excalibur's blade, EA, or like EA or whatever it's called. Excalibur, or no, Gilgamesh's blade. I'm sorry, EA. Excalibur from Saber, the inverted spear of heaven.
Is that a sword?
Oh, and the Executioner's blade from Naruto. That's my 5.
All right. I like can't even think of a lot of swords, honestly. I like Zabuza's sword. I can do most
that's
of
the
them
Executioner's
from Naruto.
blade.
Oh, that's good. But I always like the one that's shark, you know?
Samehada, Kisame's sword.
That's pretty good, even though it's dumb to have it wrapped up, because then it's just a club, right? You can't cut anything with...
Well, the idea is that somebody tries to block the club, and then you pull it, so it's like shark skin, it rips you open.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bleach has a bunch, but I never watched Bleach. It's funny when people bring up, like, Zoro's swords, because they are just very regular swords. I haven't gotten any moment where they, like, mean something, you know? Right now, they're just, like, cool swords that he has from his, like...
Eventually, you can, like, cover them with hockey, and some swords are, like, permanently black, so they're more powerful. If you're taking a sword from the One Piece universe, it's Mihawk's sword. That's the only, like, good, true, great sword in One Piece, because the rest are just katanas.
Guts' sword, Demon Slayer is great, or the Dragon Slayer is great. I like Tanjiro's Rengoku sword.
Yeah, with a fire hilt, that's a good one. Yep.
And
Inuyasha's sword with a fur, that's a great choice.
Oh yeah. I think if I'm giving it to any Demon Slayer one, it's a Inosuke's though, because they're so like unique looking and sick.
I'd give them to Tengen's.
Yeah, that's true. Those are weird as fuck, and they have a chain between them.
They have a chain that connects them, and the 2 huge cuts out of them. Absolutely love those. Maximum Winter sends $10 Australian, I believe. Hey, Danny and Nick. First off, wanted to say I rock with Panda. Question, if you two could pick the next live-action anime adaptation, which anime would it be?
Dude, I really think, like, Death Note is such a layup, and I don't understand why no one has done it well. And I think I would do Death Note because, 1, I think it's a layup, but also 2... The second we get, like, a really well-received anime live-action adaptation, I guess we already have, though. One Piece. People like One Piece.
Yep. And people like Avatar.
Well, not really. Not enough.
I mean, enough for it to get a second season.
Yeah, but not enough to, like... I think it's insane that Hollywood's not like, hey, people are sick of the Marvel shit, and anime's on the rise. We should start adapting a shitload of anime. And I think, like, one... stellar big movie's gonna do that. I think Hollywood doesn't care about shows because it's like too expensive and not a big like turnaround. What movie's gonna do that?
I think obviously like Death Note, but here's the thing with Death Note, a Death Note adaptation, would you want a 1-to-1 adaptation, or would you want them to like take the idea of Death Note and adapt it?
They already fucked that up, so I don't know. I would need to be like, give it to like David Fincher, who made Seven and Gone Girl. Like, give it to someone who knows detective shit. And yeah, just do it. I mean, obviously you have to tweak things to make it like a movie or to make it like, you know, not just, you have to tweak things so you're not like, well, why wouldn't I just watch the show or the anime?
Yeah, exactly. Like literally exactly that. Also, my answer, even though it does already have a live action, FMAB. I think FMAB has the capacity to be a fantastic live action.
I agree with that. I always used to want to direct like an Attack on Titan movie. I think that'd be so hype, and there's such like a good capacity for hype.
The CG budget would be absolutely insane, but it'd be worth every single goddamn. Like, just give it the Transformers CG budget, and I'm going to be a happy boy.
Yeah.
All right, Crit Fail sends 50 goddamn dollars. It says, hey boys, 3 things. I sent an email to both of you relating to a D&D campaign, property representing you. If you would send me your thoughts, and if you find the time, please do more chomp, chuck, or fuck. Absolutely. The thing is,
I was just thinking about that.
You were just thinking about more chomp, chuck, or fuck?
I was.
You were just thinking about how yummy some Pokemon could be right now?
I was like literally like 2 days ago. I was like, we should bring back chomp, chuck, or fuck. The reason we're not doing games lately is because we've replaced them with this segment where we read Super Chat. Because collectively, this takes like 20 minutes out of the podcast.
Yes, it is quite long. And number 3, would you like a paid Ren Fair trip with +1? That's something we probably have to talk about. But I listen, the last time I went to a Ren Fair, I got thrown out. So I'd love to have a good experience.
Nick got thrown out for like influencers, like just trying to film there, not because he was harassing people.
Not because I was the drunkest bar maiden.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, everyone's fine with the bar maidens talking all dirty to people as they hand them drinks, but when I do it, it's a problem.
Yeah, so important clarification.
Yes, I got kicked out for camera. But yeah, send it to the email and we'll get it looked over. Toon Dude said, Nick, what song do you think will play during Hikari's technique? Not the one everybody wants to. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be whatever that song everybody put on all of the edits, unfortunately. JJK, like, Mappa, I mean, loves their fans, I think, maybe. Who knows? They're making an incredible show. But I don't think they're so, like, we need to please them that they're going to choose the song from all of the Hikari edits. As to what's going to happen, I don't know. It'll probably be some J-pop song.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Mr. Boombastic, honestly. Like, I know no one wants it, but it's probably going to be that.
You have no idea how good that was. Because you don't know the technique we're talking about. That'd be so... They call me Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Fantastic. Oh, that'd be unreal.
I've truly never seen a Mr. Boombastic anime edit that didn't go, like, astronomically hard. That's how I know about Fate.
Maybe that's a fair to decent amount of bias, but yeah. Slowkey X2H asks, one of these days I'll get here when it starts. Love the live show. Can we do this forever? No, unfortunately we can't. We have a Patreon that we have to keep giving that exclusivity to. However, if you want to watch the live show and get the show a couple days early every single week, you can join the Patreon for $4.99 a month, which is how much that super chat costs. So think about all the additional content you could get just by subbing over to that Patreon. Joe Donis asks, with Markiplier's movie doing so well, what genre would you do, Danny/Nick, and how much would you think it would cost? Have you seen Iron Lung?
What? Oh, Markiplier's movie. Yeah, I haven't seen Iron Lung, but No Supers is coming out like so soon. Like we just have one more pass on the music to do, and then I finally shaken off the cobwebs and started like writing shit again. We've got like a Hunger Games short film coming.
So excited. It's a genius idea. It's so smart.
We're fine like that. The shot list is done for that. I just need to find like costumers, which I've reached out to Stella and Julia Stunts about. So yeah, that's finally gonna get filmed in like the next 4 or so months. Horror is like, if you want to get into like cheap filmmaking, horror is the way to go about it, because like
100%.
It's the biggest bang for your buck. Like, it's so easy to scare someone with no money, and studios love it.
Like, look at like Skinamarink, which is like mostly just a camera painting to a ceiling. Horror and fear is the cheapest emotion to like well up in somebody. So horror is definitely, but horror is also, I'd say, one of the hardest genres to write. Like, I feel like a lot of horror movies get lost in the fact that they try to make something relatively profound. But that being said, some of the most profound movies I've ever engaged with have been horror. So like Weapons was so goddamn good, but also undoubtedly absurdly expensive.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more.
Woo.
What do you say? Woo.
Woo.
Raj Kevis asks, Danny is right logically, and it's only been a month, but why not declare it the best year of anime and double down? We deserve nice things.
Because it's not right. It's not true.
Sometimes you got to go for clickbait over the truth, Danny. Sometimes you got to think about the views and not the truth.
I guess so. I can't wait for this episode to be titled The Best Year of Anime Ever.
That's in bingo. It's already, 2026 is already the best year in anime. Run it. Stank, you know, if he's watching, Don't even text us. Title question mark in fucking 6 hours. Run that one. Yeah. Panda Mom asks, Panda Dad says, I'm ready to kick your ass in MTG or Warhammer. Take it on. And listen, we should have brought our cards. We should have brought our cards to not Comic Palooza. Colossal Con.
Yeah, true.
Listen, Panda Dad, you're too busy raising the sun right now. You're going to get rusty. Me, I'm studying strategy, all right? I'm on deck builders trying to figure out the best way to get a new father to mill out 100 cards and forfeit a match, all right? You're too focused on giving your child a good life. I'm too focused on beating you in MTG.
He's sharp. He's sharper than ever.
I'm the sharpest I've ever been.
That's why he's traveling the world.
Yeah, I'm actually probably the dullest I've ever been, if we're being entirely real. But all right, gang, that's all we got this week. Thank you guys so much for checking for another episode of Otakus Anonymous. We love you guys so much. And next week, I will be back home, and we are most likely going to be celebrating the 3-year anniversary of Otakus Anonymous. So me and Danny are going to think on some fun things to show you guys the best time possible. So if you guys have been enjoying these live streams over the course of the last 4 weeks, if you want them to keep up, you can become a member on the Patreon, which is the link below. And it's just Otakus Anonymous on Patreon. You can get access to not only this, but 2 hours of additional content every single month. We love you guys so much, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.